Hi, welcome to cropnotesandcrafts.blogspot.com. Today I have a sample of a mini, and this was made with some Our Daily Bread Designs products. This is one of their chipboard mini albums. It's called an Apron chipboard book, and I'll go over the products that I used right now, and then as I go through the book you'll be able to see where I use those items. So I started with the Blooming Garden collection. That's a paper stack, paper pad. And then I used the I Dig You stamp set, the Good Seed stamp set, the Dragonfly Mini, the Bee Balm flower, the seed packet, the crochet border, and the chalkboard lattice background. The Our Daily Bread dies that I used were the crochet border, the beautiful borders, fancy foliage, asters and leaves, matting circles, circle ornaments, vintage labels, and vintage flourish pattern. And this chipboard book comes with these two pieces of chipboard for the pockets on the front. And the front is also pierced or laser cut, I guess, for the stitching, and I used a white gel pen to go back and put that stitching on there. I started by applying gesso. I wanted to get a little texture on there with a stiff bristle brush, and because I wanted this to, you know, give a feel as if it were a woven fabric. So then I applied my acrylic paint. On the inside I used some dye-based inks to sponge on top of that. On the front and back of the cover I did not. And then I used a clear spray sealer to seal everything. Here you can see on the very front I have these two little seed packets from the paper, and those can be used for a couple of photos. And then I made this little like handkerchief for the top here that says I Dig Gardening. And then as we open it, this zinnia page, I've just added a little bit of yellow stickles to the center of these zinnias. I used a few die cuts and basically just made a book, and use the baker's twine to put the book together with here at the top, and also to use with the fastener. And that's I think this is a 3M type fastener that I've had for a long time. I'm not sure what the name of those are called or if they even still make them, but it is handy. And so I just used that on the center of the zinnia. This was the other piece of paper that I just cut out 3 of the zinnias in the different shape, different sizes, and then I layered those with some thin foam tape. And then on the inside here, I've just shown where you can. I've just used a border, tucked in a couple of tags that I've made, and then you can see I use that chalkboard lattice here for the photo mats. And then I used this fancy foliage die to just take what's already here in the paper and add it to the page. Then with this page I took the hummingbird and monarda paper. This is Bee Balm or monarda. And then I made a little pocket here at the top, placed a little tag in there. Took some of the tools from one of the stamps and I colored those and cut those out. This piece of Minarda I cut out from the paper. And then these photo mats, I just took the chalkboard lattice again. And then I took the B-Bomb stamp and I just colored one section of the stamp. So I just took this little flower here, colored it and stamped it out, and then I colored it in with a dye-based marker. And then on the chipboard I actually I took a different part of the stamp and I just took my marker and colored the different sections with my marker and then stamped it that way. And then I sponged on some ink, and the ink I've got green and kind of this apricot color, and then it turns into the pink and it just gets a little deeper, kind of the way this paper does. Then this page here, I've taken that cute little dragonfly and colored it in with alcohol markers. And then I've taken some glitter glue and just glittered just the end. You know how the wing can be kind of very translucent and kind of sparkly looking. Then I took the seed packet and used that so that I could make this piece. I always like to sneak in photo mats wherever I can, and this is one of my favorite things to put in a mini. And then here I've left this pocket open, and then there's another mat. And actually a couple mats could fit in there. I've just made a couple for samples. You can I took that the Fancy Foliage die and put some more of that on this page. And then here I've taken the daisy paper and the aster and leaves die to make, it really is an aster, but it does look like, you know, a daisy too. They're all part of the same plant family. So I just put a large flower on there with some of the vines and leaves. And I've used the beautiful borders to edge this in. And then I put in a couple photo mats here so that kind of goes along and stays in the same colorway as this daisy paper. And at least one or two more mats could go in here, but this is just a sample, like I said. And then on the back, all I did was drew in the stitching and signed my name on here. I've added in some half pearls and some lace. Not too many extras in here. Most of it all came from our daily bread. So if you have any questions about that, just go ahead and ask away. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I have another mini book to show you very soon.